Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tina Talks. And I have a special guest today. Amber Spiker's here with me. So I want to introduce you for a moment. A lot of people probably know you. Been around here a while.
A while. 12 years.
12 years. Yeah, that's a good bit of time.
Yeah.
You were our speaker for the Ladies' Tea this past year, which was incrso
I loved it.
You did an amazing job, and it was such a great event. So encouraging, and you brought the gospel message, which was awesome.
Oh, good.
So it was really good. And then you are a mentor mom for the Moms for Moms group, which everybody should know about now because you guys hopefully just listened to Claire's episode on Moms for Moms and mothering young children. So you are one of the mentor moms who pours into those younger women. And exciting news, Amber is going to be our speaker for Moms for the year. So if you do attend that group, you'll be getting to listen to Amber this year. Encourage you. And I'm excited about today's episode because you're going to kind of continue that conversation I had with Claire just about parenting older children moving into adulthood, which I think a lot of listeners are going to be excited for, and just to hear some encouragement and some struggles with that, and also some advice on how to go through that. But I have to say one more thing about you.
Okay.
You're like a much more famous podcaster than me. I have to say it. Than Tina Talks. She's big. She's big.
You know, my husband, Brad, he feels the need to tell people about that. And I keep that part of my life very secret.
I just announced on the podcast.
I know. But when people ask me what I do for a living, I hate telling them. It feels so strange to me.
Yeah.
I'm a Gen Xer. So I think that's where it comes from. I feel so weird saying I'm a content creator on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I do really enjoy
young
it.
And hip. It's a beautiful podcast. It's for knitters. Can I say that?
It's about yarn and knitting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you can say it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm like, is it a secret still? Because I just let the cat out of the bag.
So now that I'm actually making an income from it, it is a bit easier for me to talk about.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel quite as
It wasn't just it started as a hobby then.
It did start as a hobby. Yeah. In 2018.
Okay.
And so it
just took off.
Well, no, it was slow and organic.
Okay.
And it took years to get monetized.
Okay.
And I've only been monetized since 2023. So yeah, it's only become a job for me. It was good timing. When my kids became older and grown and started leaving home and everything, it kind of just came in and took up some of the space, which was good. Yeah, it was real good.
It's beautiful. Go watch it. A lovely yarn.
A lovely yarn.
I'm not into knitting, so I don't really watch it consistently, I have to admit. But I love your vlogs, and I've caught glimpses of some of those just when you're showing different videos of around your house.
Yeah.
And I think there was a Christmas one that was really fun to see, stuff with the kids you were doing. And it's so beautiful and calming. Your home is gorgeous. It's just like an English cottage in the countryside.
That's the vibe I go for.
It's perfect. It's what I want in life. I love it.
Well, thank you very much.
So fun to watch. So
thanks.
That's cool. So maybe that'll come back up as we're talking about your story and as your kids are getting older. But let's jump in. I'm going to be quiet and let you start.
Okay.
Tell me a little bit about just whatever background information, upbringing, conversion, and then you can start talking about life as a mom with little kids.
Yeah. So I grew up in a Christian home. I was blessed to have that. We went to church every Sunday, Wednesday nights.
Was it a healthy church?
I would say at the time it was, yeah. And I was very much the good girl. Okay, I was the firstborn.
Oh, okay. Typical firstborn.
Overachiever. Had to be involved in everything. Went pre-med in molecular biology when I went to college.
Okay.
And then I will say, though, that I probably didn't... I wonder about this often. When did I actually become... I don't want to say a believer in Christ because I always believed, but when did I truly start walking?
Become committed.
Yeah. And so that was not until probably my early 20s, I would say. Yeah. I believe I was saved before that, but I wasn't really committed until that point in my life.
It seems like for a lot of people who believe from a young age, there has to be that moment when they grow up and become more mature as a person, like with like an adult
Right.
brain, where they are like, okay, I'm going to follow this now. Like, I'm going to really do
because
this.
up until that point, you're kind of just
going with it,
doing what you see your parents doing and what you've heard all the time growing up.
Right.
And I know that some people do fall away, but a lot of them don't. But it's not really their relationship until usually something happens in life that's challenging, and then it's like the rubber meets the road, and then you have to make that decision.
Did you have that, something challenging?
Oh, yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that was in my late 20s. Okay. And that was when I had my first panic attack, and I started struggling with all of that and became agoraphobic. And that's when I really, and I talked about that a lot at the women's tea.
Yes.
That was my big turning point in my relationship with God. But I would say like early 20s is where it really became like my thing.
Yeah.
Like, this is my relationship with God, not just something I do because this is how I was brought up and what I was taught. Yeah. Brad and I got married when we were 20. So we got married in 2020.
Okay.
Or I'm sorry, 2000.
I was like, wait a minute. No way.
No, not 2020.
This doesn't add up. This doesn't make sense.
Hey, I would just like to say I was on vacation last week. I'm still getting into it. I was in such a funk yesterday, getting back into the flow of things. I felt so off. But yeah, no, we got married in 2000. So we just celebrated our 26 years last Wednesday while we were in Acadia. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, that was nice. Cool. But we got married when we were 20. I had my oldest son, Ian, when I was 23. And then we had our daughter, Lily, when I was 26.
Okay.
And then when I turned 30, we had our third, which we actually adopted. Our third. Yeah. So we adopted Sergey. He is our oldest child.
Okay.
Our oldest,
but you got
youngest.
Him last. Yeah. Yeah.
We threw off the birth order. They say not to do that. Like when you read about adoption
they recommend
and stuff.
That. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we did it. We totally threw it off. So we were 30. And that was the minimum age that we were allowed to adopt from Ukraine. We adopted him from Ukraine.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you had to be 30 years old. I think it was something like there had to be 17 years. Maybe it was that. There had to be 17 years between the age of the child you were adopting.
That makes sense.
And your age. And so we were both 30. He was 13 at the time. And then I homeschooled my kids.
Homeschool mom from the start?
Homeschool mom from the start. Yeah. I started when Ian was 4. We did a little preschool thing. It was put my toes in the water. Brad was not like fully on board with the homeschooling thing from the beginning. Really? And I was just like, well, God, if you want me to do this, you got to like change his mind. And then Brad became very supportive of it.
That's awesome.
But the first year I did it, I was like, I'm going to test the waters of this. And if it's really bad, we're going to put him into a Christian school.
Yeah.
And it was really bad. But he was 4 and he was a boy.
Right. You had to have very low expectations for preschool at home.
Yes.
Like,
but me, because I'm an overachiever, I expected way too much.
Yeah.
And even though
especially for a little boy, it takes boys longer to be able to sit still and learn.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yeah. But by the time I got to the end of that year, I knew that it was what God wanted me to do. And I guess I should mention, so I went to school pre-med, molecular biology, loved it. But then I realized, oh my gosh, if I want to have a family, which is really what's very important to me, I don't want to be a doctor. Like, I'm never going to be able to be with my kids.
Yeah. But you realized that very young because you got married young and started having kids young.
Because I realized that between my freshman and sophomore year of college. And so I changed my major to nursing.
Okay.
And I was still in the medical profession, but I thought I'm going to have a lot more flexibility with this, which I did. So I worked as a nurse on med-surg. I did home health care. I worked as a school nurse for a while.
Okay.
And then I only worked until my youngest was 2 or 3. And then I quit working to stay home full time. And then we started homeschooling.
That's awesome. Yeah. It's such a blessing to
be homeschool. It was a huge blessing. Yeah. Again, I was basically waiting for Brad, my husband Brad, to say, you can quit your job. And when he did, I was like, I immediately was like, okay, awesome. I'm going to put in my 2-week notice and
yeah, that's fantastic.
Be done with it. Yeah.
I also was very nervous to get started homeschooling because I was like, can I actually do this? I literally went to school and have an education degree, but I still was like,
Oh.
can I do this? We all are like, can we tackle this? And then I was like, we just got to try it. We just got to try a year and see how it goes. And it's not perfect. It's messy, but like, it's amazing.
Oh,
It's incredible.
I mean, if you ask Ian or Lil, so I tried homeschooling Sergey, but he had grown up mostly in an orphanage. Yep. And so we quickly learned that was not the right needs. Kind of environment for him. So he went to West Shamokin for a year, and then we put him in Evangel Heights.
Okay.
And so he did much better in that setting. But I did homeschool Ian and Lily from kindergarten through, they both graduated from homeschooling. But I'm not going to lie, and you can ask them, there were many times I threatened them.
Oh, yeah.
Whenever. I even went and met with the principal of Grace Christian School one time and took them with me because I was just like, I'm over this.
I'm done. Yeah.
I'm done. I want to have more time, and you guys aren't listening to me. And they were really good kids. It's exhausting, but it is like, you pour your time into that. If you're a homeschooling mom, it's basically your life. It's your job.
Mm-hmm. You are with your kids all the time.
Yes.
There is no break.
Yes.
And it's,
which is a lovely blessing.
It is.
And one of the big reasons I wanted to do it.
Exactly.
But it also can be very exhausting.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel the same way. Like, I wouldn't give up that time with them for anything. I love it. But it's maddening sometimes when you're trying to teach and they're kids. And I've threatened them. Do you want to go to school? Because, they get their school done before noon. Yeah. I think I have like a 5th grader, 4th grader, 2nd grader now. And then my adopted is also in school just because of her needs and the services that she has there. So we make the decision one child, 1 year at a time. Mm-hmm. I'm not committed to anything. I'm just doing it one child, 1 year at a time. But so far, homeschooling has been a blast. But I have definitely threatened. Like, we get our school done before noon at home because they can just get up, get it done, and then play the rest of the afternoon. I'm like, you're going to have to go to school and sit in the classroom all day if y'all don't straighten up and do your math and listen to me. So it's happened.
Math. It's
math. It's always the math.
But actually, on my way here, my daughter Lily called me and she's like, Mom, don't say anything bad about me on the podcast. And she was joking because math class with Lily caused her to be in tears and me to be annoyed like every day. And
I have one. That's the current situation with them. So I'm glad to see you guys made it out.
We did.
And you're like best friends. So
we are.
I love her.
I love Lily.
You two are just the sweetest. So.
I mean, I love all my kids. Yeah. Lily and I are really close. We do a lot together.
Yeah. So, yeah. And that's kind of how your whole family is. Like,
we are a very close family.
Yes.
Which is why my kids growing up was very difficult for me at first. Yes.
Okay.
And it still is at times.
Yeah. Yeah. Because them moving on out of the house and into adulthood, it's hard whenever you have homeschooled them. You spent all that time with them, prioritize them. And even like, do you guys, I just like, no, I don't even know you guys super well. I'm starting to get to know you a lot better. Mm-hmm. And Ian, obviously, because I work with him all the time and he calls me middle-aged. But anyway, what was I going to say? What are some of the things that you guys like to do together as a family?
Like, were you they're grown, or you mean
no,
when
like
they were
back
young?
then, like were you guys like did board games or went on adventures, or because I know like you guys did a lot of stuff together.
We did so much together, and we're very much like in the nicer times of the year here in Pennsylvania. We're very much outdoors people, so we did a lot of hiking. We would go on bike rides, picnics.
I love it.
We always tried to go on a family vacation, and we usually would go to Maine. When the kids were really little, would take them to Chincoteague Island in Virginia. And at home, though, we did board games. One, I remember just when they were growing up, dinner time was very important in our house. And my kids weren't involved in sports, and I know that can really complicate things, but for us, that wasn't a complication. And so we made it a priority to eat dinner literally almost every night. Yeah. We were, as a family, sitting down. Even as the kids got older, they got involved in things, but it wasn't like a daily commitment. Like, I know a lot of parents deal with
running around every evening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I am so thankful that my kids did not have that desire, because I don't know how I would have handled that.
I know.
I'm just now I'm a much more chill person, and
spend time.
I just
at home.
Yeah.
I am the same way. Yep.
Yeah. But we were a very close family.
Yeah.
We still are. In fact, we just went on vacation with Ian and his wife Jordan last week, and Lily and her boyfriend Noah, and then Sergey and Aaliyah could not come because of work.
I was going to ask, where are all your kids now?
Okay, so our oldest Sergey, he's going to be 30 in September, which just blows my mind. He's literally going to be the age I was when we adopted him.
That's wild.
What?
Yeah.
You know? So he works for, oh my gosh, it's slipping my mind. He does like tool and die type stuff.
Okay.
And then he is married to Aaliyah Phil. And so they live in the area. They live in like the Ford City area. And then my son Ian got married last year. Sergey and Aaliyah have been married 5 years already. Okay. That's crazy. Ian got married last year. He's married to Jordan Colleen. So Joe Colleen, the pastor in Indiana.
It was a beautiful wedding.
Daughter. Yeah. And then my daughter Lily, and Ian works here.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes. So I'm always...
My youngest, Lily, is still at home. She's a photographer.
Okay.
So if you have any photography needs, she does a wonderful job. She's a very creative person.
Lily.
Yeah. She
all
still
of
lives
you
at
are.
home.
You're all creative.
We are. Well, we do enjoy.
Yeah.
I literally think it's because when my kids were little, I would stick them in their high chair before they were even a year old. No kidding. And I'd give them paints and let them just finger.
You are so fun. I don't do that. My kids are not going to be creative.
I will say that I did not want to hold any of that stuff back from my kids. We got messy.
That's awesome.
I thought it was worth it in the end, even though it was a mess to clean up, but I always thought it was worth it.
Yeah. And Ian does a lot of our videos for the church. He's incredible.
He does.
He's so talented.
Do a really good job.
And he's a musician.
Yeah.
So yeah, that really paid off.
Yeah.
Because they're fantastic. So
yeah. So, and Lil is, she's still at home.
Okay.
And basically,
but she's grown up, so
she's
different.
20.
Yeah,
she's 20. So she's home, but she's she's an adult.
Yeah.
So
let's move. Can you talk to me a little bit about Ian specifically? Because I know we talked about this and just the transition from him, because he's not your first. I know it's complicated. He's your first biological child.
Yeah, he's the one who made me a mom.
Yes. So let's focus it on him. Ian, we're talking about you. And just that season of starting to transition him into adulthood, out of the house. What are some things that you were going through? It was a good situation. Yeah. But it was still hard.
I thought I wasn't going to survive it.
Yeah.
I was so sad. Lily, okay, so Ian told me I could pick the mother-son dance song, at the wedding. And I picked this song by Tim McGraw. I forget what it's even called now, but it was off his album that he had released in 2002. Ian was born in 2003. Ian had colic. Ian was such a colicky baby.
One of those.
Yes. So I would be up all night with him it felt like months. I don't really remember how long that was, but I played that album over and over again. And one of the songs, it was a slower song, but the lyrics were something like, tell me all your dreams. Like, I thought of it immediately when Ian told me I could pick the song. And so I'm listening to it in the house, and Lily was filming me without me knowing. And I'm sitting on the couch. This was like a few months before Ian and Jordan got married. I'm sitting on the couch. I'm just sobbing. And Lily was filming this, and I watch it because I'm like, oh my gosh, look at how devastated. And I wasn't devastated that he was getting married, but I was so sad that my little boy.
That part is over now.
I basically tortured myself. I got out his baby books and I was flipping back through them. I'm never going to get this time back.
We'll do that.
You know what I mean?
Listen, though, that's so real. Like, I'm not there yet. Obviously, my oldest is about to be 11, so it's flying, though. Yeah. Like, it's flying. It's crazy. But I have talked to older moms who are going through this season right now, and I'm really excited for them to hear this podcast because they're listeners. It's a real thing, you know, just loving your kids and being a mother to them for so long, which you're still their mother, but like in a different way now. And there's like a mourning that you have to go through.
It's grief.
Yeah.
You go through grief because it's a big transition. And I had to let myself go through that. Because at first I was being really hard on myself. Like, Amber,
especially since the situation was so good. Like, he's doing great. He's getting married. Like, I'm happy. Like, this is what we do. We raise them to become independent.
Right.
But still.
I think I told you when we were talking about this, like, I kept thinking the alternative would be, you know, he's living at home, not thriving, not like it would not be, it wouldn't be something I want.
You don't want him
the
in your
fact that
basement
he
forever.
is getting married, that he wants to have a family of his own, like this is good.
Yeah.
And so that's better than what an alternative could be. And so I had to keep focusing on that rather than I'm going to miss him. But I will say the night of, well, first of all, the mother and son dance, I literally bawled the entire time. Like, if anybody saw that.
It has so much meaning.
I just bawled. I started bawling before I even got out there with him. And then that
I'm just thinking about my boys. I can't.
I know. Well, and then that night, I don't even know if I ever told him this, but the night of the wedding, we got home and I could not fall asleep because I was just crying. Aww. I could not stop crying. It was 2 a.m. I'm still crying. So I went down into the basement where his bedroom was, and his stuff was all still down there. I got into his bed and I was just like,
yes,
I was trying to smell his scent on his blanket. I know this might sound really strange, like, but I'm just like, because I was laying there and I was like, I've been replaced.
Yeah.
And it's not that I've been replaced as his mother. That's not going to happen.
Always his mom, yeah.
I'm always going to be his mom. But this transition had happened when he said his vows and he committed himself to Jordan. All of a sudden, the most important woman in his life was Jordan.
Else.
Not his mom.
And that's hard.
Not that I'm not still an important part of his life. But the Bible is clear when a son leaves their father and his father and mother and
holds fast to his wife. Yeah.
And as I laid there and thought about it, I was like, this is so horrible.
It's different now. Yeah, it's different. Yeah.
It was just grief.
Yeah.
You know, I will say it took me like 2 weeks to feel pretty much back to normal.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just had to keep focusing on this is good. This is what we raise our kids to do.
Yeah.
You know.
And it's not a loss.
No.
So the grief is not like, I'm going to grieve forever now because this person's gone. It's just different.
You're just grieving the transition. Yes, exactly. What you're leaving, it's just a new
what
season
it was
of
before.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so since you kind of brought it up, can we talk now too a little bit about navigating your new role as a mother-in-law? And with that, your new role as still his mom, but not in the role of mothering him. Like, what are the parental expectations now? How has that played out in this past? Because they've been married a year and a couple of months.
Yeah, a year and a couple of months.
Let's talk about that.
Okay. Well, I probably err on the side of being a bit paranoid of overstepping boundaries because
you're the overthinker.
It's more like I don't want to overstep any boundaries as the mother-in-law. Because I don't know, it's hard, but like I've been in that place, you know what I mean? And so I don't want to do that.
Yeah, you're aware of it is different now, and I want to respect them.
Yes.
And be involved, but let them have their reins, you know?
They are their family unit now, and the decisions that they make are their decisions to make.
Yeah.
You know, even if Brad and I would disagree with their decision, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And this goes with any of our kids, you know. They're adults. They're making decisions. They're seeking God. I don't have any right to come in and say, well, I've seeked God about this, and I don't think you're right in what the conclusion is that you've come to. Like, I can't do that. I don't want to do that.
Do you think there's still a place to give counsel?
Oh, there's definitely. There is definitely. And all of our kids, all of them, all three of them will come to us and ask for advice and
because it's a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
And because you're not overstepping, they feel comfortable, like mom and dad would know.
Yes. Yeah. So
that's awesome.
That is definitely important.
That's healthy.
But what I'm saying is I don't want to step over into the unhealthy place where
they've made a decision and now you're coming in and saying, that was a stupid decision. Why aren't you doing that?
Yeah.
Even though you might want to. Because you might actually know a little more than your 20-year-old kids.
Right. But, you know, a lot of times we learn best when we do things ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
even if that means we mess up or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So, and Brad and I were in that place at one time.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And we made it through.
Right.
You know,
Yep.
you figured things out.
Yep.
Another area that I always want to be mindful of with my grown kids who are married is like, I don't want to be too much in their business unless they're inviting me into it. And that's hard for me because I don't want them to think that I'm not interested in their lives, but I also don't want to be like, so what'd you do today?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like calling them all the time or I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out how to navigate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'm thinking about my own mom right now. She does this really well. She does it really well. We've never had the conversation about it.
Yeah.
But I talk to my mom all the time. But she lets me kind of lead that a lot.
Yeah.
You know? And I really appreciate that because she's never been pushy.
Yeah.
But she's always loving and caring and showing concern. And loves to talk to me. But yeah, that's interesting because you're used to just telling these people what to do. Like you're used to just giving them instruction and this is what we're doing, this is how you're doing it. But I guess it doesn't automatically one day you wake up and all of a sudden you're not instructing them anymore. This is a gradual process, right? Like, do you want to talk about that?
Yes, it definitely is. And that is something that was important to Brad and I when we were raising the kids, where you give them age-appropriate independence and you give them the space to make decisions for themselves.
Yes.
And you don't control.
Yeah.
You don't try to micromanage their lives. And it can be hard because when parents do that, I think we are really doing that because we want to protect our kids.
For sure.
So it's not usually coming from a negative, in our own minds anyway, a negative place. It's more like,
it's not malicious.
Well, I know that this could be hurtful, so I need to prevent this from happening, or I need to make sure that everything works out because I don't want my kid to suffer or to have pain. You know, that is natural as parents to desire that. Yeah. You know, but
and the reality is we usually do know what's better. You know, like we have the answer.
Yes,
we know
because we've lived more life.
Right. Yeah.
But a lot of lessons are learned best and remembered longest when we learn them through trial and error. And so it was, for Brad and I, it was important for us to set up our kids in a way that they could start making decisions earlier in life. That way, by the time they were at an age where they were out on their own, then hopefully they will feel more comfortable.
And confident.
Yes, yes, in their ability to make decisions.
That's good.
And to do adult things.
Yeah. So do you have any examples of I'm just thinking of parents with teens right now. What are some examples of giving some control up to your kids, age appropriate times? And obviously, you're doing that. It's got to be interesting too with having Lily in the house because she's touch on that too.
Having Lily still in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
As an adult.
Yeah. Okay, so let's go to the giving age appropriate.
Yeah, let's start
decisions.
There. Sorry, I'm throwing too much at you.
No, that's all right. It literally does not have to be anything big or major, especially when you're starting when they're younger.
Yeah.
It's basically if they have a decision to make and there's two different opportunities ahead of them and you can guide them and look at the pros and cons of those two opportunities, but don't make the decision for them. Let them. And this could literally be as simple as my friends want to go out for ice cream, but I also have this responsibility that I need to fulfill. So you look at those two. Okay, if I go out for ice cream, is this going to cause a lot of stress in my life tomorrow when I'm scrambling to get this particular thing done that needs done?
Yeah.
You know, or can I balance it, go out for ice cream, come home, stay up a little bit late? This is just such a simplistic, but I'm just saying, No,
that's good though.
When you start at a younger age,
Absolutely.
and it always has to be age appropriate. You don't want to be giving these big decisions to your 13-year-old child. You know, you start even younger than that. You can start giving them small decisions to make.
Yeah. I'm even thinking with my kids, and their chore list, their responsibilities. I'm not going to tell you when to get it done or exactly how to get it done, but it needs to be done. Start managing your own time well and doing that, yourself.
Yeah.
So I like that. There was I think we talked about the internet too.
Oh,
like
devices.
Yeah.
Okay, I know that I probably have a bit of a different view from some other harvesters.
I like it. Let's do it.
Because I've heard other opinions.
We can't all agree on everything,
No,
and
no.
that's a note to the audience. Like, I guarantee many of you disagree with things that I've said on this podcast, things that guests have said. That's okay. Like, we can still love each other and talk about it, and so it's fine to disagree.
Yeah. So my kids did not have phones until they were driving, and that was because I wanted them to be able to contact us if they were out and whatever broke down or whatever. Plus, just, I don't know, 16 felt like a good age for my kids to have a phone. They had smartphones from the very beginning. We had, it's like, I don't know, it's software you can put on your phones. Actually, we had it on all of our like computers, laptops, whatever we had.
Smart.
Yeah. So it blocked certain things. Okay. Now, I know that there are some parents who say no phones, no laptops, no computers in bedrooms. Like, I get that. And again, I think you have to judge this by your child and also by their age. And you also have to remember that no matter how well behaved you think your child is, there are very much temptations on the internet beckoning them. Okay.
Yep. Everywhere.
Right. However, I think the more important thing is, rather than just banning devices from certain rooms in your house, that you need to really discuss with your kids, this is the danger of looking at that.
Yeah.
This is not going to just impact you for 5 minutes.
Right.
This is going to impact your brain for the rest of your life. And because here's the thing, eventually your kids are going to move out and they're going to have full access to whatever they want. And so I think there has to be boundaries and parameters. And I think that you need to decide that with your, like, a wife and a husband have to decide that. Like, the parents have to decide what they feel comfortable with. But you also have to be aware that eventually your kids, or let's just be honest, they're at a friend's house.
Yeah.
There's going to be other people's devices available. Yeah. So, like, I feel like the more important thing is, let's get to the heart of this. This is why we put these blockers and stuff on our internet. This is why we have an accountability, rather than just, no, you're not allowed to take this into your bedroom. Yeah. Because you're going to do stuff with it.
And that might be a parameter up until a certain age. But you want to start teaching, you might want to start teaching like self-discipline.
Yes.
And the understanding behind like why maybe at an earlier age that you don't even need to explain the boundary. You just have the boundary. But eventually you do need to tell them these are the dangers. I never shared this before on here, but a great resource if you have teenagers and you want to share dangers about devices, which we did a whole episode on, and I cannot believe I didn't say this resource, Brain Heart World. It's a free documentary about the dangers of pornography, basically, and how it affects your brain, how it affects your heart, and how it affects the world globally. It can be intense, so definitely watch it first before you show it to your kids, because you're going to have to determine whether your kids are at the age that you want them to see it. Just because the information's great. It's geared towards teens, and I think all teens need to see it. But I just think you should watch it before you show it to your kids. But it's really good. And equipping them, right, with the tools to be able to then, when they do go out, even before they leave your house, when they go out to friends and they start leaving the house and they have these devices, they're not just freaking out and don't know what to do with it and then they're addicted to it or whatever. Yeah. They know about it, and they've already, hopefully under your guidance, been practicing disciplines with it. So I think that's really good advice.
Yeah, and it doesn't just go, it's not even... I mean, it's with so many things in life when we're raising our children. I just had a conversation with a young man who I call my adopted son, and he no longer lives in the state. He lives out west, and he called me yesterday, and we were talking, and he was just really struggling with something, and I said to him, well, I always was open with my kids about the things I did in my past that weren't necessarily righteous and holy. I mean, did I give details? No. No. But there were confession times. Again, all age appropriate.
Yes.
You got to be age appropriate.
I agree.
However, I did that because I wanted my kids to know that if they messed up, no matter what that mess up was, that they did not have to be afraid to come to my husband and I, that we wanted them to come. Amen. No matter how bad they thought they messed up. Because if they don't come to us, what's going to happen? And so raising them, it was so important to Brad and I to really address the hard issues, not just, this is what I want your external behavior to look like. Yeah. It was more like, let's talk about how your actions impact your relationship with God. If you're living in sin, you and God are not going to be walking hand in hand. There's going to be friction and life is going to feel tougher and you're going to feel it. You're going to I mean, I remember when I was living in rebellion as an older teenager, I remember feeling sick sitting in church. Yeah. Because I knew that I was wrong with what I was doing. And I had to leave the sermon one day and go down and just sit in the basement, just sick. I was just sick. So when we're living in sin, it affects our relationship with God. Yeah. And
no matter how good your child is or you think your child is,
they're
gonna sin.
I was a good kid. Yeah, exactly. For the most, I did not party. I did not
Everybody has to address this though, because your kid's gonna mess up. Yes. And it's just a matter of when and how big of a mess up. But no matter what, I love the fact that you're openly having these conversations to try to minimize those mess ups and the pain that it brings because you're talking about it. But then also when you do, I'm here. You can talk to me.
Yeah. And it's not because, and going back to that, the young man I was talking to, he was devastated because he learned something about one of his parents that was hidden from him. Yeah. And he found out about it through a third party. And he felt like his entire childhood was just he's what's even real? Yeah. And it just made me remember okay, I just want to encourage other moms and dads to be honest with their kids because we all mess up. Absolutely. There's not a single person who hasn't done some sort of something that they I don't even 100%. We all do things that we're ashamed of sometimes, So
and our kids you're not protecting them by not admitting that. It's actually an opportunity to when they hear that from you, it's a humble thing to do to tell your kids your mess ups. Yeah. And but it's to help them and then they feel comfortable when they mess up okay, well, my mom's not perfect. She's not acting like she's perfect. She's not expecting me to be perfect. Yeah. So now I'm free to talk to her about when I mess up.
Yeah. It's not giving our kids an excuse to sin or to live in sin or to stay there. But it's just saying, listen, this stuff happens sometimes. We all make bad decisions, but when we do, God still loves us. We as your parents still love you. Yeah. There's grace and mercy and love. Yeah. And let's handle this together.
Yeah. That's excellent advice. I really like that. So giving up control as you go, even if they're not making the decisions that you necessarily would have wanted to make for them. Yeah. But letting them go through that, being available to them. I love all of that. That's really good advice. We have more advice, but let's stop and talk about Lily for a second.
Okay.
Let's talk about that. Anything, if you want to, speak into having an adult at home who you're no longer instructing as you would have a couple of years ago. Yeah. But I guess it has been, like we said, a transition that's been happening over time. Yeah. So yeah, what is that like?
So Lily is, I just feel very blessed. Yeah. I do. And I don't remember if I told you, but whenever my kids were little, I don't know how this happened. So the only thing I can think of is I would pray over them every night because I literally that was one thing I did every night after they'd go to sleep. I'd go in and pray over them, because I know that
huge.
there are families who have wayward kids, and I never want to be like, if you do this, this, and this, that guarantees your child's never going to stray, because that is not true. I don't understand it. I don't. Okay.
I think that's going to be a whole podcast episode.
It should.
Someday,
it really should be.
Of someone who's either going through that or has gone through that and can speak into the difficulty of that. But I love what you're saying. There's no perfect plan. Homeschooling doesn't save your children.
No, there's no guarantee.
Yeah.
And so I just feel very thankful that it is as it is. And I don't.
It's the grace of God.
Yes, it is. But so I have noticed with my kids, as they age and they get to a certain age, and I'm going to say it's probably around 19 or 20, there starts to be a little bit more tension. I don't know. I've never asked them if they have felt it, but I have felt it, because they're still living at your house. Most people are still buying the food, paying the bills.
Even if they're off at college, they come back. Yes. They are home for the summers. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know that some parents charge their kids rent or whatever after they get to be a certain age, but like most probably don't do that when they have college age kids. Yeah. Okay. So, so you're doing all those things as their parent. You're providing for their needs still. But they have more freedom and independence, and they're going and doing their things more, and they're around you less. But you still have this thing in your head where you're like, yeah, but you still got to contribute to the household.
Yeah, you're still under my roof. I'm not going to let you do certain things under my roof just because you're an adult.
Yes. Yeah. And just like, let's help out here. You know? This is a home.
It's teaching them how to be an adult in your house. Yeah.
But at the same point, it's like, I got to figure out, okay, I've never been one to nag. I do not like nagging.
Which is great.
Yeah, I can't do
nagging is horrible.
It's like, I don't want to nag. And so.
What's the Bible verse about nagging?
Something about
it's better to live like the on corner of the rooftop.
Yeah, something about a rooftop.
Yeah.
Than a nagging wife, than being with a nagging wife.
Yeah.
But, but there's this tension, because you're like, can you just put your dishes in the dishwasher? And I'm not even saying that's Lily. Yeah. Like Lily's
Lily's got to be perfect.
I'm just talking about all my kids as they've aged, you know, just like, come on, I made you dinner. Just, or, you know.
Yeah. It's been years of this. It's time to to pick it up now.
So there is some of that, but for the most part, I don't know. It's been perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I love having my kids at home.
And you've done the transition very well, though. You've been very intentional about giving them their space, giving them their independence, to make decisions for themselves along the way. And that's really paid off, I think.
Yeah, it's been hard. There are times when it's hard, because I'm a selfish mom and I love spending time with my children. Yeah. And so it is hard. And as, you know, with my boys married and having to share them at holidays and stuff is hard.
That's going to be a lot to navigate. Yeah.
Yeah, it is hard. You have to share them with at least one other family, you know, and he
married a Colleen, so there's like a billion of them. So
yeah. I mean, it's challenging, but it's just part of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's part of it.
And it's good. It's healthy, like you said. It's just different.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, Lily being home is not.
It's like she's doing her thing.
She can stay until yeah. Honestly, I think she's just waiting for her boyfriend to graduate from college so they can get married.
Okay, well, perfect. She has a plan. I like it.
And she's doing her photography business in the meantime.
And enjoying that. Yeah. And that's awesome. And you've given her the space to do her thing. But yeah, that's really cool. And develop more of a friendship. There's got to be some kind of tension, I'm sure. I felt it with my parents because I don't have the experience with my kids yet. But remembering me as the child, feeling like, especially because I went to college, and then I would come home on breaks, and it's like I'm out there doing my own thing.
That completely. Would be harder. That would be harder.
Yeah, like I'm making my decisions. I have my own, car and job and all the things, and then I come back, and you just all kind of revert back into those rules that you were once in, and it's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait, my parents did a good job though. They allowed me to be independent too, for sure. But I can see that being a challenge for sure.
Yeah.
So there's something else that we talked about, some advice. And I love the advice of praying for them. in every season. That's something you can do as a mother from the time they're born. I remember praying over my newborns too, and kind of had a specific prayer for each. All the way through to, especially when now, he's grown, he's gone. I cannot make these decisions for him. I can lovingly counsel him if he wants it, but you can always pray, and like prayer is so powerful.
I do it a lot.
Yeah.
That's because
awesome.
It is when you're facing something with your kids where maybe they're facing something like a trial or a challenge or a big decision. It has been very helpful for me just to be like, God, I know you love them. They're seeking you. Even if they weren't seeking them, God, you love them. You're going to take care of them.
Yeah.
And just pray.
Yeah.
Be in that position. And I love the song, The Blessing.
Yes.
Carrie Job sings it. And the part that just says, to your children and their children and their children and that's become one of my new prayers. So right now, a lot of what I pray is that every human being born from my 3 children would know and love and serve God.
That's beautiful. Yeah.
And it feels really big. It feels like a really big thing to ask. But it would definitely be God's will. So I'm asking.
That's amazing.
I'm asking with faith because that is God's will. For our children to know God and to love Him and to serve Him and to have a personal relationship with Christ. And so when I love that song, and I will just sometimes play that and I will just be there with my hands up in the air like, I'm claiming this for my family.
I love that.
For generations.
Not only does praying for them help you to relinquish control, because it's like, okay, I'm surrendering this to you. I'm not butting in. I'm surrendering this. So it's helpful for you. Also, it's the most powerful thing you can do because God knows best for your children even better than you do. And He can do anything, and He loves to answer our prayers. It's just a really cool thing, and to ask in faith. And I love that.
And it does center us as mothers because we can be in the cycle, the hamster wheel of worry and anxiety and fear for our kids' future. And I've spent a lot of time there. But when we're praying and we're remembering God's faithfulness and also the fact that He loves our children more than we love them and He desires to give them good things.
Yes.
That's one of my
verse in here.
Yeah.
Matthew
one
7.
of my verses that I remind myself of, if me as a mere human being am not going to give my kids, what is the verse I saw you had it written down? Because I always forget
Matthew
the exact.
7, 9 through 11.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on that third page.
So what person is there among you who, when his son asks for a loaf of bread, will give him a stone, or if he asks for a fish, he will not give him a snake, will he? So if you, despite being evil, know how to give good gifts to your children, how much more will your Father who is in heaven give good things to those who ask Him? Okay, so I am so thankful my children are all saved and they're walking with God.
It's a massive blessing, yeah.
And so I have to remember they are His children.
Yeah.
And He desires good things for their life. Not that that means their lives are going to be easy, because life just isn't easy.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're saved or not.
It ain't.
Yeah. That is, it's just a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Life is not always easy. It's beautiful. There's lots of good things in life, but there's also lots of trials and challenges and areas when things that we have to go through that we don't want to go through, But even in those times, God is still going to be with my children and He's still going to be faithful to them. And so I have to remind myself of that.
He's doing what's best for them.
Yes, He is. Just like He did for me and continues to do for me.
Yeah.
And so it helps. Remembering that does help for me. It helps me to relinquish a little bit of that fear and the control that I want
for sure.
Yeah.
I can totally, I can see myself struggling with that.
Yeah.
One day. For sure. Yeah. That is helpful to know that He's got them. This verse is beautiful.
Yeah.
He is so much better than we are at parenting them. So trust Him with them.
And when you think about how much you love your child
or
your children, can you imagine like
insane.
that he loves them even more than you?
Yeah.
And that helps to put things in perspective too.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's nothing like a mother's love for her child.
Right.
But there is. It's God's love for her child.
Exactly.
Who made them. Yeah.
Exactly.
Some other advice that you gave was to do hard things with your kids.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So can we talk about that? I know it goes along a little bit with letting them make their own decisions because hard things are going to happen. But yeah, just touch on that if you want.
So
help prepare them for adulthood.
Yeah.
Because like you said, life's going to be hard.
Yeah. There are things in life that we're not going to want to go through. But that doesn't mean we're not going to go through them. You're going to face adversity in life. Okay. And if you protect your children to the point where they don't realize that bad things can happen in life, challenging things.
Yeah.
I don't know that I want to use the word bad. They feel bad, but
yeah,
like hard,
sometimes
challenging
they're not.
things.
Yeah.
If they don't realize that that is a possibility when the first hard thing happens to them, like that's going to be crushing.
Yeah.
And are they going to be able to handle that in a
Right.
healthy manner? And so one of the things that I can think of, like probably the biggest thing I can think of is when we went into our adoption, when we adopted Sergey.
For sure.
He was 13. So like, I don't talk about that a whole lot in public because it's a sensitive thing and it involves other people.
Yes.
But it was a hard time in our life. It was a hard season. It was about probably 4 or 5 years of some really hard stuff. And there were times where I was really like concerned how that would impact Ian and Lily, who were very young. They were 5 and 3 at the time we adopted him. But when I talk to them now, it's so interesting because neither of them have anything negative to say about that season.
Yeah.
They remember it being challenging and like they remember those kind of things, but it's not like they'll say it's ruined my life.
This is going to ruin them. Yeah. Yeah.
It hasn't. Yeah. It actually, they'll say the opposite.
Because you were loving
them
through
that really helped me to see that hard things can happen, but God is faithful through them.
Absolutely. And he grows us and he stretches us. I feel very much the same way about our own adoption. Yeah. Very different circumstance, but there is a worry and a concern. Like, can we really open up our home to somebody new who's coming in with issues that, we don't even know the full extent of when you first get this child. And, but we said from the beginning, like, we're doing this hard thing together and the Lord is guiding it and we're going to trust him and we're going to all work together and lean on him. And the kids have been present when we've prayed about, her situation. And, when we've cried about her situation, like they were in it with us.
Oh yeah.
And, we were gonna go and I mean, she's the most amazing blessing. So like it really, I'm thankful for how it turned out because she's always meant to be a Brooks and it's beautiful. And there are so many, like she looks like a Brooks. It's crazy. She's adorable, but it was hard for them. They had to give up some things.
Yeah.
And it's been a year now, which is crazy. And since we first got her and, they wouldn't trade it for the world. They absolutely adore and love her. But it was a sacrifice and it was challenging. But I'm so proud of all 3 of them and how God has used this to like strengthen their faith in him and to see prayers answered. Like we pray in front of them and then the Lord answers the prayers and now they are participating in that and they're growing because of that instead of us just dealing with the hard thing and shielding them from it because we don't want them to get hurt. Yeah. Actually, it's an opportunity for them to see that the Lord's working in these hard things.
Yeah.
So I think that's really excellent advice too.
Yeah. I mean, if we coddle our children because we just want to protect them from everything, it's not serving them well. We want to raise children who are resilient.
Yes.
And they're not just going to turn tail and run if there's some sort of...
The first sign of stress.
Yes. Yes. Because life is full of stress. We need to learn how to handle it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good.
And I say this to everyone. I say this as a mentor mom at the Moms for Moms group. I really believe this with so much, my entire heart and soul. I believe that God fills in any gaps in life, in our parenting, in situations.
Yeah.
So when we were in the midst of the difficult times in the adoption process, God was filling in gaps. When my kids were young and I was homeschooling them, I had 2 very severe bouts of clinical depression. God was filling in the gaps, and you can't see that at the time, but when you're on the other end of those valleys, when you're on the other side, you can look back and be like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He totally filled in the gaps. And that was something that the Holy Spirit put those words into my mind at some point in my walk through one of those hard seasons. I'm filling in the gaps. Quit stressing. I'm filling in the gaps.
That's beautiful.
Because
I've actually heard people tell me that phrase that they heard from you. Like
good.
You're actually known for that phrase.
Yes.
I can't remember who it is, but I've heard it.
That's good because
Amber
it's so
told me that.
true.
God does this. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what I know. It's like my motto. God fills in the gaps.
Yeah, absolutely. That is encouraging to hear because sometimes I'm like this whole past year was one of every homeschool family. They have that year.
Yeah.
The year that was just hard.
Yeah.
And you don't know if anything got done except Jack learned how to read. So like that did happen
big.
this
That's
year.
monumental.
And if we got that done this year and that was it, that was huge. But it was just one of those years, we got COVID. It was just crazy. And that's so good to hear, though, because it's like I'm not screwing up everything because I wasn't the perfect mom this year. Like, I'm never going to be the perfect mom, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really good. I need that. It's like, they're going to be okay.
Yeah.
They're going to be okay because one of the things that you wrote here, I'm just going to share it. You taught them and you recommend this is teaching them from a young age that following Jesus is more important than anything else they do. And like, if our eyes are on that, all the other stuff it's all secondary.
Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all the other things will be given to you. Yeah. We didn't really focus a whole lot on academics and future careers and all of that. Because Brad and I both feel that if we're seeking God, then those things will fall into place.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good. Okay. Give me some advice on how to fill the time once your kids are gone. Or just any recommendations for a mom who may have an empty nest now.
Yeah.
And she's struggling through that. What would you say?
My first answer when you asked me that in our preliminary talk, and I'm going to look right at the camera and I'm going to say this. Go buy yourself an English Springer Spaniel.
Aw, your dog's so cute.
No, actually, I did that. 3 weeks before Ian got married, I bought a dog.
In preparation.
I thought I need a dog to fill this empty space.
I think it's actually great advice. Like to love on a little creature.
Oh, she was
because yours are now gone.
Oh, she's so good. She's been so good for me. Like she is my dog, and
she's beautiful.
She is beautiful, and she requires a lot of attention. So I spend a lot of time outside with her, walking her, getting her the activity that she needs, which is good for me.
Yeah.
She also is very cuddly.
Yeah.
So she has fulfilled that need as well.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And I actually, when we were on vacation last week, I saw a sweatshirt that said, "My therapist barks." And I was like, I am not paying $50 for that, but I'm going to find that somewhere else and I'm going to buy that. Yeah. And I'm going to wear that because, that's been really good because I talk to her all day long. You know?
I love it.
But all joking aside, I think, the most helpful advice that I got from my very dear close friend, Rhonda Colasar. Everybody knows Rhonda.
Yes, she's a gem.
She's a bit ahead of me in her journey. We have kids that are around the same age, but she's like more on the other side of that than I am.
She has kids with kids.
Yes.
She's a grandparent.
Yes. She is a grandma now. She really encourages me to look to the future with joyful expectancy. And that is very pivotal. If you can do that, if you can, instead of looking to the future and thinking, oh my gosh, my hours of the day are going to be empty. And I mean, there are women who work, and so they fill those hours. I have not worked. I don't even have a nursing license anymore.
Homeschool mom.
The plan was never to go back into nursing. I have absolutely zero desire to go back into healthcare. That's not happening.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what am I going to do with myself? Like, what am I going to do with myself with all of these hours now? And instead of me like getting stuck in this place of dreading it, her reminding me to look forward
Mm-hmm.
and think of all the good things that God
Yeah.
has for me was very helpful.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so I think that when we come into this season of our lives, when our kids are growing or they're grown and they're out of the house, and we find that we have more time to ourselves. First of all, we don't want to neglect our
Mm-hmm.
husbands, that's an easy thing to do, even as your kids are when your
Mm.
kids are home and stuff. But you have more time to focus on your relationship with your husband.
That's awesome.
And
actually.
then also, which actually can be a little weird because you have to relearn things.
Well,
it's just
I'm just
the two
thinking
you.
of the rare occasion when we all go on a date and then we sit there and talk about the kids
I
the
know.
whole time. It's like, what are we going to do when they're gone?
That we don't have as many things to talk about.
Quiet now. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. So I'm actually still trying to figure that part out. But
that's exciting. That can be exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's just something that
It's different.
I'm trying to figure out. But it was so funny. I was mowing our lawn several weeks ago, and it was before the women's tea because it was the week leading up to it. I was praying about it while I was mowing, and I was just like, Lord, I'm so thankful that you've given me this opportunity because I've always wanted to speak and write to women. I shouldn't say always, since I was in my late 20s.
Okay.
And I never felt like it was the right time to do that.
Yeah.
I would try to force it at different seasons in my life, and it never would actually feel right. I would always have this tension inside as no, this is not the time to be focusing on this. This is not what I have for you in this season. And there were times when I would look at Brad and I would be jealous because I'm like, oh, he's involved in ministry. I'm just here with the kids hanging on me. I don't have the time to do that. And I remember having a little bit of bitterness about that at times. But anytime I would try to do something that writing or speaking, it just would not work.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't, it would never be heartfelt. Like you're
forcing it. Yeah.
It just, yes. And when I was riding along on the lawnmower and I was praying about the women's tea, the verse about God giving us the desires of our heart came to mind. Totally Holy Spirit thing, because God was saying to me, Amber, do you see? When you seek me and you let me do things in my timing, I give you those desires. If, of course, they line up with His.
Yes.
I give you those desires of your heart and I fulfill them. And so for me right now, going into this season, I have my YouTube channel, which I love.
Yes.
I knit a lot. And so I love doing that. And I'm thankful that is giving some monetary value to it. You know what I mean? That's nice. Absolutely. The money's nice. But also I'm I have more time to write and speak. And Laura Cooper asked me to be the main speaker for Moms for Moms this year. And then I got asked last fall by Tabitha to be the speaker at the women's tea. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm not forcing this. It's just happening.
Yes, that's awesome.
The opportunities are coming to me.
Yep.
And I just started bawling while I was mowing because I started thinking about all this. Amazing. And I'm like, He is literally giving me these opportunities now.
Yeah. I love that. More than you know. You have more time now for ministry and for serving the church and for loving on younger women, and you're saying yes to all of that and you're doing all of that, and it's been the desire's been there, but now it's the time.
Now it's time.
That's so cool.
Now it's go time.
Yeah.
Yeah. God time.
Yeah.
That's not amazing. Forced Amber time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm in a much more humble place. I have said this to multiple people. If I had done all the things I wanted to do back then when I was in my 20s and 30s, I would have been doing it from a place of not a humble place.
Yeah.
It would have been, let's show everybody Amber, not what has God brought me through.
Yeah.
What areas of life has God been faithful to me in?
Yeah.
Speaking about the experiences I've had through my life and how God has been so good through all of them, good and bad experiences. And so I think I have a deeper understanding of the weight of responsibility that comes with that now than I would have had
for sure
when I was a little bit younger.
I feel like the longer we live, the more He humbles us.
Yeah.
So
that does happen.
I can only imagine. I mean, I'm I'm middle-aged, but Younger than middle age. But it's like, I just look back on myself from a couple years ago and I'm like, holy cow, he's done a lot of work. So I can only imagine, you know, in 10 more years, 20 more years, what that's gonna look like. So
yeah. And so for moms who are going into the empty nest season and they don't know what to do with themselves, I think I would like to encourage them just to say, God, what do you have?
Yeah.
And then look forward with joyful expectancy. Don't expect depressing things.
Yes, exactly.
That's what we want to do. These brains of ours, they try to protect us.
It's never going to be like it was. And like, it's not. But now you get a beautiful daughter-in-law to love on. Hopefully soon a son-in-law to love on. Mm-hmm. Hopefully soon after that, grandchildren to love. And like the love just keeps expanding. And it changes. It's a little different. But it's just, it multiplies. Yeah. And there's more and more people to bring in. I love that. And the Lord's using you. I'm really excited for this year of Moms for Moms.
I am too.
I'm super stoked. So we did like 2 podcasts back to back. Somebody's listening needs to be there.
Good.
So reach out to Amber or Claire or Laura and get connected because that's a fantastic ministry. And there will be much more encouragement to come, I'm sure. But any last thoughts, any last bits of advice, anything we haven't touched on that I maybe glossed over and you want to go back to?
No, I just want to encourage, because this is supposed to be directed towards moms who are heading into the empty season or already there. Like, I just want to encourage myself and them to expect good things in the new season. Expect God's faithfulness and goodness in this next season too. And I'm standing in a weird place in my life right now because I'm in this middle ground, which it's such a strange place to be. My parents are getting older and we're dealing with like health stuff with that. My kids are getting older and I'm like right in the middle here. And I remember when my parents were there and how fast that came for me. I'm like, what in the world?
Yeah.
you know? It's just crazy how fast life goes.
Yeah.
And sometimes life can, and I think definitely for people who are more anxiety prone or fear led, which I am, like that's my default. My default is to be anxious about the future. And I saw that the theme for the women's retreat is she laughs at the future. I'm so excited about that because I want to expect that God has good things for me and my family.
Yeah.
Not that doesn't mean there's not going to be hard things. There are.
Yeah.
We're going to, like, I know that my parents are aging and I'm going to have to deal with them eventually dying. Yeah. And that just grieves me so much already. Yeah. But I don't want to focus on that because that, that there are hard things in life, but there are lots of good things too.
Yes.
No matter what season we're in.
I love that term, joyful expectancy.
Yes. Yes.
And ultimately, our joyful expectancy is being united with Christ.
Oh,
face to face again. So like no matter what, no matter if your kids are wayward or not, no matter if you're in that season of dying parents or not, like we all can look ahead. Truly, if you're in Christ, look ahead to that.
Right.
So that's excellent advice. And it's beautiful. It's biblical.
Yeah. So I'm just going to be like seeking God.
Yeah.
Thanking him for holding on to me when I'm in the midst of my dry desert seasons of Christianity, because they all happen, you know.
For sure.
Just so thankful for his faithfulness and just really working hard to look to the future with an expectation of him working.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Working all things for our good.
Yes,
he does.
He does, even though it doesn't feel like it sometimes.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like that flew. Like, I feel like I was just soaking it all in. That was so good. You said so many good things. I know. It flew. Like, I want to talk another hour to you.
That's how it happens. I get on I get my camera going, I get my knitting out, and I'm like, oh my gosh. I'll start out my podcast with, this is going to be like 15 minutes because I don't have that much to say. And then I look at the timestamp and it's like 50 minutes. And I'm like, I'm going to have to edit a lot of things out of this video.
We're keeping it all. That was beautiful. And I think super helpful and encouraging to people who are there.
I hope so.
And so I'm really glad you came on because this is something, like I said, I've heard from women, and it's hard for me to speak into because I'm just not there yet. So I was really excited for you to come on and talk about this.
Thank you for inviting me.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming. So we'll see you, and we'll talk to you all next time.